Hey friends, welcome back to Channel Surf with Jazz. If this is your first time here, I'm Jazz and I watch a shit ton of TV, and I have been recapping season 10 of the Real Housewives of Potomac. Now, the last couple of weeks, I've had some of my favorite creators on to talk about it with me, and this week is the same. Now, I'm super excited about today's guest because, like a lot of the other creators that I've had on, I found him during the Love Island discourse, and his videos would have me cracking up. I started following him, and it's literally every show he recaps. He's so funny. So I'm so excited. It's going to be a real treat. And he's actually the first man that we've had up in here to recap Potomac. So let's give it up for Taylor. Hey, Taylor.
What is up? I love being the first of something these days, so I'll take it.
I'm like, dude, we have not, it's been all girls recapping Potomac. Now we got a man up in here. I love it. Adding
Let's
some
go.
testosterone.
I love it. I love it. If there's any cast of ladies that I want to be the first man to talk about, it will be these ladies because my God, they
Oh,
don't want to bring their men except for Bobby involved, but
okay.
I can now bring myself into this time.
Now, before we get started recapping the Real Housewives of Potomac, can you tell the audience a little bit about you? Like, all I know from your social media is that you live in Atlanta and you're really funny. So tell us a little bit more about you.
I don't know what else more you need to know then, but well, yes, I do live here in Atlanta. I've lived here since 2018 after I graduated from the University of Alabama. I just turned 32 in October, so I'm a Libra. So shout out to all my Libras out there. I do live in Atlanta, Midtown, more particular. And yeah, you found me through Love Island, and pretty much like your intro, I also watch a lot of fucking TV and movies, and I just love being able to talk to people about my thoughts and takes and seeing, am I actually crazy, or is there at least like 4 people on this country that feel the exact same way as I do? And TikTok has been that avenue of being like, oh, there's actually 400 of us that feel this way. Okay, cool. That's good. That's good. That's all I need to know. So I love being able to do this with you because I've seen your clips, I've seen your account, and when you DM'd me, I was like, done. Don't even need to think about a schedule. I'll make moves to make it happen. And when you said Potomac, I'm so glad to be the first guy for this.
Okay, first things first, thank you for saying yes, because you were one of the people that I was like crossing my fingers. I'm like,
Hell yeah.
let him see this. Please let him say yes. And then two, your birthday's in October. So is mine. What day in
Oh, wait,
October?
I'm October 4th.
I'm October 17th, 10/17. Brick
Let's
swap.
go 10-4, boss. Okay.
Oh, I love that. Okay, so this we know we are about to
We're good.
be
This is going to be a
having some
good
fun
time
in
together.
here. All right, so today we are recapping the Real Housewives of Potomac, season 10, episode 6. The title of this episode was Suns Out, Buns Out. I only saw one set of, actually, no, I saw a couple of buns. I'm lying. I was going to say I only saw Jassi's buns because she displayed them for us twice,
Yes.
face down, ass up. But I saw Ashley's buns, a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of Gizelle's. We saw some buns. So we start this episode. It's a continuation of the dinner
Mm-hmm.
at Sunshine's. All
Mm-hmm.
right. Producers ask Jassi if Wendy knew what Kay said, how mad would she be on a scale of 1 to 10? Jassi says 8.5. What do you think Wendy said?
First of all, if the answer is 8.5, you should have said, well, 1 through 5. How about 1 through 10? Like 8.5. Like when she said 8.5, I was like, because when you say 1 to 5 and your response is 8.5, I'm thinking actually the absolute worst. Like
Oh,
I'm
they said
thinking,
1 through 5.
yeah, he said 1 through 5 and she said
Oh.
8.5.
Oh, I thought he said 1 through
I
10.
rewinded it because I was like, why did she say 8.5? That's so weird. And he said from a scale of 1 to 5, which what are we, Facebook ratings? Like 1
Right.
through 5. But she said 8.5, and I said, okay, so we're going outside of the range given to you, which to me says, oh, this was horrible. But am I
Yeah.
wrong in that she said, I'll sleep on it at the table to Kay?
Oh, about
When
revealing
Kay was like, when
what
Kay
Kay
was like, well,
said?
what did I say? Did she say I'll sleep on it?
I don't remember. I'm gonna take your word for it. She probably did. This whole thing though, with whatever Kay said, is so weird to me because last week we were talking about it and we're like, we know it's gonna be something so mundane, and like they're doing this whole buildup, and it's like, are we even gonna find out this season? Are we gonna wait till the reunion for
It's
all for
always
it to
that
be
too.
like, oh, it's gonna be something stupid like Wendy rents her clothes.
Well,
Like,
at the end of last week's episode, she said, do not trust her. And I was shaking in my boots when I heard that because I'm like, oh my God, I have not heard that before. But then I'm pretty sure I heard at the beginning of last night's episode when Kay was like, I can't confirm or deny what I didn't or did not say. And I thought Jassi said, I'll sleep on it because we moved on from it so quickly after the
yeah.
first 2 minutes of this new episode. So I'm like, it must not be. If my thing is, if I'm Jassi and I've been sitting on this for 6, 7 months, if I'm bringing it up to you, I know what you said. I know how you said it. I know when you said it. I know where you said it. But this whole just like stagging and just kind of like, okay, you know what? Let me sleep on it. And then let me see if I can collect my thoughts and remember maybe something. I'm just like, it's making me lose my trust in Jassi that what she's trying to get on Kay is actually a nothing burger.
That's what I'm thinking too. My other theory, though, is that it's something that alludes to Wendy's insurance fraud. That's the
Oh,
other reason. That's why I was like, is this why, production is kind of like giving like breadcrumbing us with this?
right.
'Cause I'm
I didn't
like,
even think about
maybe
that. That would be crazy.
that's the theory that I'm sticking with. Now, I might be overshooting because a lot of times the things said through the grapevine turn out to be nothing. But if this is about the insurance,
Well,
I'll
look, you
allow
say
it.
that, but we've had women on Housewives rob old people for 10 years. We've had people cheat on their spouses for many years. There is no limit to what we can assume these ladies might do. The only thing at this point these ladies have not done is commit murder. So
Literally.
that's it.
And that's only because we haven't found out about it yet.
That's because we don't know where the bodies are.
Okay. So after that scene, Jassi seems like she wants to move on with Kay. She mentions she asks her, what's your issue with me? Kay doesn't have an answer for her. And it just feels like at this point, okay, Kay, now you just want to be mad girl. What's the tea with that?
It's the fact that like I understood her and Wendy's thing in the beginning a little bit because I'm
Mhm.
like, all right, you know what? There are people we've seen on many of the housewives. They say that they're different on and off camera. This isn't
Yeah.
something that we've never heard before. But this is Kay's third season, second as a full time. I
Mhm.
would think by now she would know how to come a little bit more prepared. And I
Yeah.
feel like her downfall at the very beginning of the season was coming into this Wendy storyline already. I don't want to say aggressive, but just kind of like already mad at her. Already just kind of like anything you have to say, I don't even want to hear it because I already know how I feel.
Yeah.
As opposed to being like, hey, let's have this conversation on camera and let me tell you that I felt it was odd that you didn't tell me that you were speaking at this event. Okay. But I just feel like Wendy's, I can't take you seriously because this is coming out of nowhere.
Right. And you're dragging it at this point. Like we could have moved on from it. A good hallmark of a housewife, Kristen and I were talking about this last week in the recap, is knowing when to move on from some beef. I'm okay if we can go a couple of episodes with this, but once you're just kind of beating a dead horse, girl, it's time to move on. Okay, you are literally beefing with everybody else on the cast. You could choose another issue.
Yeah, and we know she's going to be beefing with Stacey later in the season. We know that from this episode, her and Gizelle are now like sort of, have that tension here
Mm-hmm.
and there. And I hate this because I loved Kay as her friend of season. Like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
take everything that happened with Sesame Street out of it. I loved Kay. Then last season, I was like, you know what? Finally, a woman that we've been asking for, because there's those rare times where we see a friend up and we're like, bring her on, bring her on. And they're like, we don't want to listen to y'all. They listened to us with Kay. And I was like, thank God, like I loved her last season, but this season I'm just like, we're missing something here, and I'm not liking how you are maneuvering through this season so far.
Yeah, yeah, that's a great point. And not to go on a tangent or anything or detract from this conversation, you brought up something great because there have been a lot of like friend ofs that we have been
Mhm.
begging. Is there one friend of that you wish you could make full time in this franchise or another one?
Ooh, that is a good question. Okay, honestly, at this point, this is so like random, but I want to know more about Amy, the Utah socialite from this Real Housewives of Salt Lake
Yeah,
City.
listen, Taylor, I don't even watch SLC. Like I watched 2 episodes of this
Yeah.
season. I have to get into it, but even I have heard of Amy the socialite, and I'm like, yeah, bring her on at this
She
point.
had the big party at the beginning of this current
Mm-hmm.
season, and then she was invited to Lisa's dismissal lawsuit lunch, and we just were getting like these hints of her, and I'm like, you Salt Lake City, this is the first time in 6 years we've actually heard someone call someone else a socialite. So if she's
Mm,
got that socialite money and background, and she clearly knows these ladies, that's enough for me to just be like, who are you?
right,
Let me hear
right.
about you.
Yeah, let's see if SLC does that. I know in other seasons it's kind of backfire. Remember, Marlo was like a really solid friend of, and then as soon as she got her peach, it was just like,
She was
oh,
spoiled as the peach. It
yeah,
was just like, actually, I got one more wild random card.
yes.
Dana Wilkie from Beverly Hills. The
Oh,
25,000. Could you imagine if that
yeah.
unhinged woman back in the day was a full
Oh,
time?
oh my gosh. Yeah. And that, I mean, they've had some characters before, but she definitely would have been a good one. I don't think I tend to forget about the friends of, I think I liked on Potomac. Escala, to me, she was really cute, and I remember I think she had a cute family, so I was
Yes.
kind of interested in her. But yeah, that's you bring up some really good friend ofs that we could maybe see more of. I'm with you on Amy the socialite from SLC though. So jumping back into the Real
Yes.
Housewives of Potomac, we also had shady shot time at this dinner at Sunshine. I want to run through all the shady shots that everybody
Please.
got. Of course, Gizelle gave her friend Ashley, just Duchess Ashley, which wasn't super shady, but kind of shady when they cut to the clip of
Yeah,
Stacey.
did she
Did
say
you just say
Duchess?
Duchess?
That was so funny.
Oh, Stacey, you continue to be the
Please
comedic
don't
relief.
get rid of her.
Right.
Please. Please.
Oh, say Miss Stacey ain't going nowhere. Did you see Andy Cohen say she was like the best
Oh, and
addition in
I
the last
know that made Gizelle and Ashley seethe.
season? Yes,
I know it did.
they were probably so mad. Prepare for another because they tried to do a Stacey takedown this season, not landing. Oh, let's be prepared
We'll see
next.
what happens at BravoCon, though. At BravoCon, we will see what happens too, because shit
Very
will go
true.
off there.
Very true. Are you going to BravoCon?
I
Yeah.
wish.
I'm not going either. Let's manifest that next year we'll be going as personalities. Okay, hosting a stage
Let's do
or
a panel.
absolutely, yeah.
Let's
Let's
do
do
the
it.
Potomac panel.
We should. Bravo, hire us.
We're right here. We're pretty and we're paid.
Exactly. We are your people. So Ashley gets Duchess Ashley. Tia gets the stylist. I love how these are all like callbacks to like really funny moments because that
Yeah,
stylist moment was funny.
that was funny. You're telling me how to dress, Gizelle, please. Please
I heard
stop.
that Gizelle was a bad dresser. So she's so funny for that. Jassi gets the bride, but it's actually stepmama, which
That was not needed, Gizelle. That was the one I was like, really?
right. Gizelle she is really funny. Stacey got nothing, which at this point,
Boo.
dragging it. Yeah.
I'm over it. I'm over
Yeah.
it. I'm over it. She has a name. You know her name by now,
Mm-hmm.
Gizelle. If you watch that Watch What Happens Live, you know her name by now. So
Ooh.
enough of the no names. I'm over it.
Exactly. And then Angel got chin check. Now I'm shocked that Angel didn't get catfish. Were you shocked?
Okay, I'm surprised she didn't get Bobby. Because that's all we've heard. Bobby gave me 5K. Bobby's gonna get a
Right.
plane. Bobby wants to beat their asses. I'm like,
Right.
I agree with yourself. We'll get into it later, but like, I want to know more about you, Angel. So when she got chin checked, I was like, again, the no name thing. So we're gonna just remind each other that we have chins still.
I've been over chin checked. I heard it too much. Like we didn't need to bring it back up. I feel like catfish was a lot more relevant. But to Giselle's credit, while everyone always wants to call Gizelle this mean girl, which we know
Right.
she can be,
Right.
that could have been her moment to really like she already had the knife in
Yeah.
Angel. She could have twisted it a little more by naming it catfish, and she practiced some restraint. So shout out to Gizelle because I feel like she was like, you know what? I already made this girl cry. I don't need to bring this
Yeah.
back up. We'll just
And
give her a chin check.
that's a really good point too, because it also makes Angel look even not. It makes the Angel look dumber for thinking that Giselle's apology last week was ungenuine. When honestly, that was one of the rare times I was looking at Gizelle like, she means this.
Gizelle is in rare form. We're gonna talk about it later. She told somebody that she loved them, and I was like, I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever heard her say that.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, Angel gets chin check. Kay gets Gizelle hater, and I'm
I'm
like, if
like,
anybody was gonna get chin check, it should have been
it
Kay.
should have been Kay. Yeah, she should have
Yeah.
got chin check because I'm like, Giselle hater is like a very just. We're like jumping to that word already.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously, this sets us up for future scenes, so I get it. That's
Yes.
Giselle, the producer, definitely coming through.
Giselle,
And
producer
that's
Brian.
right, exactly. But I was just like, okay, you got them a little mix up, but all in all, very successful shady shot time because I thought a lot of them. I mean, stepmama, come on, she
It
definitely got
reminded me
Jazzy.
of when what was it? Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip when Candace did the drag names for
Yes,
her for the cast, the shady drag names. It
yeah.
gave me like that type of vibe. I was like, all right, yeah, this is fun. I like
Oh
this.
my gosh, rest in peace, Ultimate Girls Trip.
I know. Morocco, we will never know.
I know. Gosh. Okay. So we get back to the villas. And this is a really quick scene, but we do get the producer cam with Stacey's confession that she went
Mhm.
on a date with Chris Samuels. I'm going to tell you, I don't give a about her dating Chris Samuels.
Thank you. Thank you.
Why is
Can
this important?
someone tell me what does it matter if she went on a date with a man who was married once, got a divorce, and is single now, and plot twist lives in the same city or town? Like, what is the big fucking deal? Is it because Monique was a former housewife 4
Yes.
years ago?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Okay, so then that means I can't go. If Meredith Marks is off of Salt Lake City, does that mean we're no longer allowed to have her caviar? Like, why? What does it matter? Monique doesn't. And Stacey said she didn't know her before.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like they were friends. There's no gotcha with this. They're not friends.
Thank
Like
you.
her and Chris were both single. Chris is a man of means, a man of status. Stacey is a beautiful woman. That makes sense in my fantasy.
I'm trying, and maybe we need the reunion for this. And if that is the case,
Yeah.
then that means that we shouldn't even have made this a storyline in the first place. But I'm so lost as to why Ashley and Gizelle. Well, actually, I mean, Ashley's kind of like more the forefront of this. And Giselle's just
Mm-hmm.
kind of like being the mouthpiece per usual. But why her and Chris Samuels is this big deal? Unless we find out that Stacey was the reason why they got the freaking divorce 4 years ago, which I'm sure her and her QVC booty weren't anywhere near that. Then I don't think it really. We need to stop talking about it because I'm like, so you guys are mad that Stacey went on a date when she was separated from her husband that she's now trying to get back together with? Did she rob a bank in the process? Why are we still talking about it?
Right. No, nobody cares. And I mean, from a production standpoint, I understand production is harping on this because it does
Right.
give us a bridge for Monique's return and like
Right. Of
any
course.
potential friction or tension between her and Stacey. It makes sense with the story, but it's just as a regular person watching it, I'm like, I don't really care if she went on a date with that man when he was divorced.
I don't care. And it sounds like she doesn't really care either. And yeah,
No,
again, they're trying to take Stacey down, and Stacey will not even blink.
she's rising.
And
And
still I
and
rise.
she continues to rise. I don't love this.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, because even in that same scene, Ashley's asking her if she has sex with him, and I'm like, if she said yes, Ashley, then what?
I'm still waiting for that answer because I don't think that matters either. Like,
It
oh,
doesn't.
she
Why?
had sexual needs and she needs to fulfill them. We should
Hey,
arrest her.
I'm a lady. I was in heat. He's a man. He was around like,
It might have been a cold day in Potomac that day. We don't even know. Leave
who
Stacey
knows?
alone.
Exactly. Leave Stacey alone. So the next morning, Ashley reveals. So this is like their attempt to give us some type of storyline with Ashley. This is
Mhm,
the scene she's on FaceTime with Miss Sheila, her mom,
mhm.
and she reveals that her and Josh are still seeing each other. And so she sent him like a sexy photo. Big whoop.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's like when I found out she went on Love Hotel, I was like, she's not doing this to be serious. I don't think her and Gizelle actually went on the show to look for any man or find love. I
No.
think they were just looking to get another check at a 3-week vacation, which I'm not mad about that either. Trust me.
Yeah,
But
how you
I
live.
am also like, I don't know. Maybe tell me how you feel about this. From to watch Ashley Darby go from this girl that started as a housewife, I think at 28, 29 years old, like that youngest housewife ever, with this, much older Australian man. We've seen her go through all these things with him, defend him in the most ways that you shouldn't be defending Michael Darby for some of the things that he did. And now all of a sudden you're just this, and maybe she's always been a free bisexual bird. I feel like every episode this season, we will be reminded, whether we want to or not, that Ashley Darby likes women. And I'm gay as fuck, and I don't even tell my friends every day, hey, I woke up still gay. But we will know every episode Ashley Darby likes a woman. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, I don't know if I'm supposed to really believe that you and miniature Jack Harlow are like going to be a thing, or if this is just like you're a woman in heat and you want to, let that steam go, which again, I'm not mad about. But are we just going to continue to hear about this man? But is it going to be like a Gizelle and that one guy from like season 2, Marvin or whoever?
Oh gosh, I thought you were about to say Gizelle and that young dude from Winter
Oh,
House.
which
Oh,
I
Jason.
forgot
Again.
all about that.
Right. Listen, the ladies, they find these boy toys because
Mhm.
the Jack Harlow dupe, 100% just a boy toy for Ashley. Are they similar? Are they closer in age? Yes, but Ashley has been with a man with resources who, when she divorced him, she got millions. Okay. She's not about to date seriously. Isn't Jack Harlow, doesn't he clean pools for a living or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, like respectfully, he is tax brackets lower than her,
That's
and
what
I
I'm
would find
saying.
it very odd for her to go from Ralph on Love Hotel to Timu Jack Harlow and Potomac who cleans pools is like such a jump.
Exactly. And listen, if you clean pools, get it how you live. I don't knock
Yeah,
anybody else. So, but
exactly.
Ashley is not a Ashley. Let me tell you something about Ashley. Ashley grew up in poverty. Okay.
Hmm.
She learned at a very young age, I'm never living this life. My
Yep.
children will never see this life. She is not going to do anything that could even remotely put her even close to her upbringing. That's why she was with Michael Darby. That's why she made it work as long as she did with Michael Darby. That's why the next guy that she marries and takes seriously is also going to be a man of resources. And I'm
Yep.
saying this as not even an Ashley Darby fan, but like I recognize like what she is trying to do with her life. And listen, have your opinion about it, but that's a woman who knows I
Right.
ain't never gonna be broke again. Okay.
Right. And I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that either. And I mean, I
Mhm.
think at this point, we as viewers need to expect that from our housewives. Like they
Yeah.
have a certain status, they have a certain way of life that they live. That whether they got it from their husband divorce or through their marriage currently, as viewers, we need to expect that from housewives. So
Mhm.
I don't expect Ashley Darby to settle down with somebody with Jack Harlow's background.
Mhm.
And
I
not saying him,
agree.
not him specifically, but like his background.
Mhm.
It doesn't make sense with the Ashley Darby that we have grown to see for the past 9 to 10 years.
100%. Like, Ashley, have your fun, girl, but wrap it up. Wrap it up.
Wrap it up and wrap
Wrap
it
it
up.
up both. Yes.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up, girl. And then in this same scene, just a funny little aside, Stacey, her lip, she had an allergic reaction. Her lip reminded me, like her side profile of her swollen lip really gave like Simpsons like cartoon vibe, like the way that the shape was. I was like, this is so funny to me. I thought
And
that was a cute
also,
moment.
I and like I know we're gonna see more of this even throughout this episode, but this Wendy and Stacey duo that
I
I did
love
not think was going to
it.
happen when Stacey told her about the cannabis line in episode 2. It's
Yeah.
I mean, we know that from the preview of next week, there's like a mention of it again because it's going to get brought back up as a more current storyline for the season. But even after that, I'm seeing these two like actually build a real friendship with one another.
Mm-hmm.
And because like when she was just like looking at her lip, Stacey, I don't know. And she's like, you don't think it's that noticeable? It's not that noticeable. And I was just laughing at these two like cracking up about her lip. And that is those are
Yeah.
those scenes in Housewives that I really enjoy. I'm like, I just laughed for 2 minutes over a busted lip. Now I can argue with you ladies for 5 minutes. Okay, let's go.
Exactly. It shows trust, bonding, real friendship in the
Real
words of Fox.
friendships.
In the next scene, we get onto the yacht. Every time I see the word yacht, I'm like, yacht? Like, obviously, I'm very intelligent, but the way the English language, I'm like, why do we have words that look like this and sound like that?
We do have a lot of words and sound like that. I always feel bad for people that live in like completely other different countries that are trying to learn English. And I'm like, you guys are going to take forever to learn your, and
Mhm.
there. So
Mhm.
whenever you see yacht, just call it a boat.
Exactly. It's just a big boat. You got big boat, medium boat, little boat.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm learning Chinese, and their
Ooh,
language is just it's so straightforward though. Like it's literally like this is that,
we
this
could
is that.
never.
Yeah.
We could
English.
never.
So on the yacht, Stacey's towel also doesn't have the name. This is at the point. So I already was over it at the shot thing. This was a point where I was like, if they have another instance where we have to find out that Stacey's something doesn't have a name on it, I'm turning this shit off. But once again, Gizelle, she is a producer. She is a very seasoned housewife. She said, you know what, Stacey, I didn't know about you coming in, but now we're cool. I'm deading it. I
Yeah.
loved it.
Thank you. Thank you, Gizelle, for saying it out loud. Thank you for letting me know. However, if I find out in 4 episodes that you're hosting a tea party and she doesn't have a nameplate, I, I'm just like, come on. I thought we were
Mm-hmm.
over it. And what the
Mm-hmm.
thing is with Gizelle, it's like her and Ashley's reasons are really Giselle's reasons for not putting her name in anything. It's like, I don't know who this is. I don't know who you are. I don't know who you're dating. I, I feel like we're confusing her for somebody that did identity theft.
Exactly. All she did was divorce her husband and then decide, oh, actually, I'm still in love. Now I'm gonna
Right.
get back
At
with
the end of
him.
the day, no one has ever said, I think her real name is like Stewart. Or I think she, once went by Simone. Like her name has been Stacey Rush since we've known her on QVC, since we met her on the show. It's just the whole like removing her name and not giving her a name for the TJ of it all or the Chris Samuels of it all. It doesn't make sense to me.
No, it doesn't track at all. And I would even argue she's probably one of the few housewives where you do know who she is, right? Because like you can, as evidenced by everybody on Twitter who is like falling in love with her QVC clips,
Yes, I was just
you
thinking that.
right, check her catalog. You can go
Oh.
back and
Did
see
you
who
see
she
the
is.
video where she's talking about the camel blue
Yes,
sweatshirt? Oh, I
yes.
wanted to buy two. I was
The
like,
one where
yeah.
she was like talking about, she was like relating it to like God and yes.
I was
And
like,
then on
I
the with
get
the
it.
earrings, she was like, talk about stones, talk
Talk
about
about length.
comfort, talk
Talk
about like,
about drama. Ladies, it is JR2578, the code. You need it now. I get it. I get it. And then the TJ clip of him doing it, I was like, yeah, that's why you needed Stacey in your pocket.
exactly. No Riz at all. Yeah. TJ needed Stacey. Stacey did not need TJ.
Period.
But also on the yacht, Gizelle gets the party started like she does and pulls Kay and Wendy to the side and next to her. So it's still a group of the ladies, but she pulls the two of them next to her and she wants to get down to the bottom of why they both were doing the Spider-Man meme, pointing at each other about you hate Gizelle. No, you hate Gizelle. Giselle's like, let's find out.
Let's find out right now.
Why? And then Kay brings up the incident with Sesame Street. How over it were you?
So here's where I'm at with that. I get to a certain extent where Kay was coming from because if
Okay.
you're in that situation, and I think Kay said at the very end when they wrapped it up in her confessional where she said, I think I wrote this down, we need to also emphasize when tragic things do happen to one another. And what I think she meant by that is what happened to Gizelle and her dad is 10 times worse than what happened to Kay in that club. I think we
Mhm.
all know that. I
Mhm.
think where Kay was coming from was like, you know what? I maybe just forgot for a moment, like what you were also going through, that the only thing
Sure.
that I could think of was the brawl that I was just in. And it's surrounded with these ladies. Gizelle, you're one friend of mine. I could understand in that moment and at that time why Kay was just really trying to do it maliciously, but focusing on herself and her health and how she looked. And when Gizelle said the line, like, I was, because I wrote this down too, you were getting a plastic surgeon. My father is no longer here. I
Mhm.
knew the moment Kay heard that, anything that she maybe had a problem with, I think just left her head because when you hear those words and then you do think about what happened during that timeline, how could you at the end of the day still have any issue with Gizelle when she just buried her father right after that whole incident?
100%. That's a great way to put it. I was watching this scene and I very rarely like insert any of my personal issues too much with these shows because I'm like, at the
Right.
end of the day, it's entertainment. I watch with a very different lens. But earlier this year, my father had a really bad health scare. And I'm like, yeah, I remember in the moment when I had to go back to Milwaukee to be with my dad, I was not thinking of anybody,
Yeah.
anything. Nothing mattered in that moment. And so I was really like empathizing with Gizelle and I was a little annoyed at Kate because she came off a little self-centered when she's like, well, that's how I felt. That's how I felt. It felt a little dismissive, but I
It
think
did.
you're right. Yeah, once Gizelle, because she was dismissive until Giselle said what she said. And then, yeah, and then we see, the next scene, Kay is crying. And I think it's
Yes.
because she probably realizes, damn, I sound so selfish. And this woman,
Right.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I've also, okay, no offense, but like to everyone's point, if the worst thing that did happen to you was that little thing, I think we can now just kind of realize that we haven't seen Sesame Street in months. Thank God, amen to that. But we've been seeing you. You've obviously been thriving and succeeding. I think we can now really put this to bed. And I think her and Gizelle both realized that in that moment too, once Kay was able to get herself together.
Yeah, they did, and I thought that it was a really cute cute probably isn't the word. It was a really endearing moment
Yes.
within the housewives, right? Because we see them squash beef all
Yeah.
the time, but I think there was a true understanding, again, taking it back to quad, trust, bonding, real friendship in that moment because it ends with Gizelle saying that she loves Kay, and I was like,
Yep. That's it.
record scratch.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
think
think
this was
I've
one of the most
ever heard
mature
that.
ones we've seen.
Yeah, yeah. When like has Gizelle even ever told Robin she loves her on screen? I don't know.
The silence is definitely there, guys. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I can't think of a time that she even told Robin on camera. Not like she needs to, but I know what you mean. Like I hearing
Right.
Gizelle say that, and also going back to last week when Gizelle was like reconfirming through her confessional that Wendy was her friend. It's Gizelle, we are getting this softer producer side of you. Like I don't know
Mhm.
what's going on, but I'm not mad about it. I'm not going to argue with it either. Just going to let it keep going.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. And but production and editing very shady because Zell says she loves Kay, and then Kay's response was noted. And I was like, I don't know if this happens to you. When you watch as much reality TV as we watch, you
Yeah.
start to understand the tricks of production. And I'm like,
Yes.
they cut that scene. I don't Kay, that might not have even been a part of Kay's response to Giselle, but they cut it right there and put it
Mhm.
right there to make it seem shadier than it was. And I was like, why did y'all do
Yeah.
that?
And see, that's why Bravo needs to start doing what Love is Blind does and just give them all the same damn color cups because you can tell with Real Housewives when they try to be like that. There's been a couple times on Beverly Hills I can if I think hard for a second where I'm like, you guys sliced this so messy and just I know she didn't say that. And so yeah, that the noted response, I'm like, I just don't feel like that was it.
Yeah,
Especially
yeah.
in the way that we saw that entire conversation go down on the boat. I just don't feel like Kay was just like noted. No.
No, she wasn't. They have a narrative, right? They're going
Yeah.
into the season again. We know this. There are storylines. There's a story to be told. It's reality television, but there's still a story that the producers
Yeah.
need to tell. That was just a part of Kay's story, right? Like her
Yep.
whole storyline so far, she's feuding with everybody. We're kind of getting this very like self-centered, almost immature cut
I
and like
hate that.
version of Kay. Yeah, so that just fit in with the current narrative of who Kay is to us right now as an audience. So
Clocked it.
yeah, but okay. So next season. I'm already ready to move on. But not though, because this is actually a really good
I'm
season.
like, okay, even with we still have the Wendy stuff at the end of the season and the
Oh,
Karen stuff at the end of the season. We're still in the beginning of the season, you
damn, we're
guys.
about to be fed.
We have
Oh
Karen
my
and Wendy
goodness.
stuff at the end of this season still that
Yeah.
they picked up cameras for both things about. So I have a
Mhm.
feeling like this finale could be a supersized even one as well because we've got a lot to cover still.
I love that. Yeah, I don't want to move on too quickly from this. I meant to actually say scene 5. The next scene, Orchid Bay. They went to the Orchid Bay restaurant. Stacey, this is where relationships get interesting and when we really start to understand to the point of like Kay being upset with Wendy for feeling like Wendy is just her on-camera friend. I think
Yes.
this was on display. Hey, Melissa
Mhm.
Gorga, on display in this scene. In this scene with Stacey reveals that she was asked by Jassi to be a bridesmaid or a bridemaid if you're
Did you
needing.
think that was odd?
That's Jassi asked her to be a bridesmaid.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
I'm like,
I didn't
did
know they were
they
that close.
okay, so thank you. That because I know Mia fucked them over in Miami last year, and I'm
Right,
like, did
right.
that Miami trip just bond y'all to be bridesmaids in each other's weddings? But when it got started, and I was like, wait, Jazzy asked you to be a bridesmaid?
Mhm.
I found that to be odd and stuff. I would have actually been pointing my eyebrow at Jazzy more than Stacey not attending because I'm like, you just met her last year though.
That's what I'm saying, and I'm like, did she do it for the show, right? Did Jassi do it thinking she was gonna have a bigger role on the show? She wanted at least one of the ladies to be in her wedding. Stacey made the most sense because of that Miami trip.
Mm-hmm.
They were the
Yeah.
closest of the two. But yeah, when she said that, I was like, why would Stacey be a bridesmaid? And shout out to Stacey for declining, even though she declined because of her business launch. I think she just didn't want to do it.
And that's honestly fine too, because I don't even care about that either. If she did not want it, the simple reason was I don't want to do it.
Yeah,
Good. You barely know the girl, in my opinion, too. So
right.
I feel like they've known each other for maybe at this point almost 2 years. Let's say a year and a half to 2 years. To
Hmm.
me, I still don't see you guys like on stories and posting stuff together. So to be her bridesmaid, I feel it would actually I think it would even look worse on Stacey that she would actually be a thirstier woman to
Yeah.
be Jazzy's bridesmaids just in hopes that it was another thing to have on camera.
Exactly. Yeah. And Jassi doesn't strike me as someone who has a shortage of friends. So I'm like,
No.
who were you kicking out to have Stacey in? Or were
Yeah.
you just like doing the most? I don't know. It was very strange. But Gizelle actually called Stacey out in this moment, saying that, Stacey is fake. She wasn't really wanting to be friends with Jassi if Jassi was not going to be a part of the group. And I'm like, well, that's most of you guys. That's
That's
most
how
of you.
Housewives work, though. Like
Mhm.
when the only person I feel like this has not affected is Gizelle and Robin, for instance. Robin being off the show, Gizelle and Robin are still tight as hell. They're still doing their podcasts, they're still posting all the time,
Mhm.
still traveling. But it's very rare that when you see two people friends on Housewives, when one of them is gone, you don't really see a lot of them together on social medias. You just
Yeah.
don't. And that's just how it is because also like I think you're depending on the season or the city, you're filming for 3 to 5 months out of the year.
Mhm.
You're really kind of focusing on who's going to bring out what about you, what you need to defend, what trip across the world you got to plan for next. I can also see why you would not make those friendships a priority as much because you're not
Mhm.
even seeing them or speaking as much. So yeah, I don't blame Stacey at all.
Yeah, I don't blame her either. And Gizelle said it as like a gotcha moment about Stacey, and I was like,
Another one,
yeah,
another gotcha moment that has not been got.
it fell flat because we were just like, okay, yeah, she wasn't planning to be super close with her when the cameras go down. None of you guys are super close.
Not
Whatever.
yeah. Thank you.
So we get to the big thing that happens at this
Let's
dinner. So
talk about this.
I'm right. So okay, so Tia, this is how we get there. Painting a picture. Tia brings up, which in a super funny way, by the way, she brings up what Jassi said about her filters at the Sunshines. And Jassi's,
Mhm.
well, you over filter. And Tia goes, this made me go to your Instagram and compare filters.
Which I love, by the way. I'm like, you know what? Thank you for being honest about how we got from point A to point filter because
You know what I'm
good.
saying? Yeah, love it. I feel like we filter the same. Our filters are about the same. Yeah, and then Jazzy's copying, please, whatever. That all allows Jazzy to bring up what her real issue is with Tia, which was Tia making a tongue-in-cheek joke about Mr. Sunshine having a crush on Jazzy, but Jazzy's reaction, 14 days before my wedding, sweetie, we're not on Young and the Restless. Why are you
Ma'am,
so dramatic?
this isn't even going to air in 14 days. So why the fuck are you counting down for us, woman? Like what we're doing right now is not even going to be on when your wedding's happening. So when she grabbed that fork, she was like, 14 days before my wedding. I'm glad Tia was like, what are you doing? Put the fork down. You're crazy. Like she's unfazed because she's like, why are we throwing culinary at each other? I don't understand. All I said, I made a tongue in cheek. Remember, we want to know what tongue in cheek means, ladies. That
Exactly.
is what tongue in cheek was. And Jassi, it's not like Tia said, hey, Mr. Sunshine is going to your room tonight and you better do something about it or else it's hey, that man of this island thought you were the cutest. Oh,
And he did. He like
and he did.
remember they show cut to production again. They're so shady this season. They cut to him like giving you a compliment. It seems so harmless and like the reaction was so unwarranted. I saw people on TikTok speculating like, okay, we know Darius was unfaithful to Jazzy.
Mm-hmm.
Has Jazzy ever been unfaithful to Darius and that's why she reacted in that way?
I also thought it was odd. And look, I'm in a relationship. I've only been, me and my boyfriend have been together. We just celebrated our 1 year last week. So we're not
Congrats.
married. Thank you. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because like I've never been married. I've not been engaged 19 times. I'm just gay and with a man. But I feel like if I'm hearing that you have two marriage counselors before we've even said I do to one another, I don't know if this is right. And I know Jazzy's been fighting for this relationship. I know
Mhm.
that there were two kids, already made or being made or whatever the hell she described that last year. But I'm just like, Jazzy, I want Jazzy to really, obviously it might be too late now, of course, but I want Jazzy to just be like, is this right? Because two counselors, I feel is already, we're not even married yet.
Mm.
So I don't know. I
Yeah.
obviously I don't want I would never want a marriage or anything like that to end, because it's already at 50%, But when
Right.
I heard that, I was like, okay, you're mad about the offhand comment. I'm more confused why you have two wedding counselor or two marriage counselors and you're not even married yet.
You have to fight so much for this relationship, for this marriage. You have to fight yourself and what you believe to be like good treatment of you. You have to fight yourself in terms of making it make sense about these other children that came either before you or during you. Like
It's a
it's
lot.
a lot, right? And so yeah, she probably it's a sore spot for her because she probably feels like really insecure. And again, to your point, I also never want to see anybody's marriages ending, but I think she went into the marriage knowing it was already on it's on shaky grounds.
Yeah, I think she went into the marriage maybe also to kind of prove a point, maybe to herself and
100%.
also to other people that have been like, oh, this was never going to work out. Which I mean, that does happen before, and I think that's just a mental, warfare that we would not be able to understand because we're not in
Mhm.
that moment. But
Mhm.
if I'm assuming they are married and they're still married today, I hope them nothing but absolute happiness
Sure.
and that they have been able to get over those indiscretions and work towards a healthier future. But this whole thing might even your whole has Jazzy done something in the past. The 14 days comment was just so seething.
Yes.
Tia almost said, you did cheat on your man with Mr. Sunshine. It's almost as if that was the reaction that Jazzy was giving to that.
Yes, that's so perfect. That's exactly how she reacted, as if Tia exposed something that she shouldn't have exposed. And I'm like, babe, the man was just flirting with. You're a beautiful woman. Men will flirt with you. She was just making a joke about it.
Also, no
It's not
offense,
that deep.
Jazzy, but the entire land knows it's your damn bride's weekend. Like, we all know you're here to get married in 14 days. Like, we know. Trust me.
Yeah, I love how Tia just laughs stuff off. Like when Jazzy, like she's like, oh my God, he's
I,
got anger issues.
Tia might be like the diamond in the rough type of thing. Cause like, I'm loving her. I'm loving her.
Yeah, yeah. Potomac has really they've done really good with their casting over the last couple of seasons with Stacey and yeah, even
Mm-hmm.
even Kay and Angel, because while audiences are not enjoying them and particularly with Angel not connecting with her, they are driving a lot of different storylines, which is
Yep.
also really good for TV, right? So
Yeah.
like they've some made some really good casting choices. But I think the funniest instance or the funniest part about this scene was when they were talking about Mr. Sunshine having two teeth and two dreads, and then they're like, Mr. Sunshine wasn't any competition. Cut to production. And the side by side. Is that why you're holding up your hand?
Mm-hmm. Because I said, is that his dad or uncle, far cousin? I don't know. But there was like, I was like, did they use that photo on purpose? Because they kind of look alike.
My notes right now, the editors did a side by side. Mr. S and Darius look related.
Darius Sunshine might be his birth name. We might
Come
need to
on,
get into
Jazzy Sunshine. I love
Jassi
that.
Sunshine. I love that. Also, one thing, because I know we're going to move into the end of the episode. How long were they sitting there eating? Because I felt like they were there for 40 days and 40 nights. The way that sun just kept going lower and lower and lower and lower.
Literally, it started as like a beautiful sunny day. Next thing you know, it's the dead of the night, and
They're
I'm
like,
like,
we're having lunch. Okay, dinner's now being served. I'm like, have y'all been there the whole time?
dude, they have to do so many like retakes and all that. Have you ever been on set, like a reality TV set?
No, I have not.
Okay, so I was an extra. This is some Jasmine lore. I was an
Ooh.
extra on Love and Hip Hop.
Oh, wait, Atlanta?
No, New York,
Oh.
back in the
Oh,
day,
the
day.
original OG
Yes,
days.
this was like, mind you, this was like 2012, I think. Okay,
Okay.
so I'm a baby. I'm living in New York, interning in New York. Anyway, I go to an event because I was a writer at that time. I was like interning for Vibe. I was interning at the Breakfast Club. So, I'm in the mix of the New York media scene.
Yeah.
I'm at an event, and one of the producers of the show, he's feeling your girl, so he's trying to talk to me.
As
So we're
always.
right. We're texting, and then one day he's like, "Hey, do you want to come to be an extra on the show on Love and Hip Hop?" And I was like, "What do I have to do?" He was like, "Just sit in the back and eat." Now, I was living in New York, intern. I was broke as hell. He was like, "Yeah, you can just get whatever you want." I'm like, "I'm on my way. I'm on my way. What do you mean?"
I'm not even that status. I'm on the way.
I'm on the way. So I hop my happy ass on the train. I get there. I'm sitting in the back now. I have photos of it. I'll show it to you. I have
Yeah.
photos of myself like in the scene. Said all that to say they had so many retakes of this scene. Now, it was what I can say, it was a real argument, but
Okay.
they kept making them like go back and say stuff again, or like they weren't getting the right angles. So that's why they were there so long, because there were probably so many different retakes that they had to do. The angles weren't right. If the sun is like shining too brightly into the camera, now we have to do it again from another
Yeah.
angle. There's
Jassi, can you
so
lower your
many.
fork next time you scream at Tia, please? Because you were in the camera lens. Oh, my bad.
Exactly.
14 days. Thank you. That was the shot.
That's how we got to her being so dramatic, because she kept doing it so many times. She's, I need to land the take. And it's like, no, girl, this is not your audition
They're like,
for General Hospital.
if you're gonna do it with one, it has to be with either the fork or the spoon. Put the knife down, Jassi. We don't have any butter here, but you can get the 14-day aggression out. Just go ahead.
Exactly. Just say what you want to say, girl. But yeah, they were at that table for a long ass time. But I will say they did show Gizelle seems like she's having so much fun this season. That
Agreed.
particular scene, she was smart. We saw all of her teeth. I was like, Gizelle, I ain't never seen back down to your tonsils.
Yeah,
You
no,
are smiling
literally.
and laughing so hard. She's having such a good time. But then we get to the cameras going down. Anytime on like any reality show, when they go to that black screen and they put the text up, I'm like, what is tea? What has
You
happened?
never know what we're about to see when it goes to black and it's like production. 30 minutes camera, or 30 minutes later, cameras went down. You're just like, okay, buckle up.
Right, exactly. I'm ready for whatever you're about to show me, because I know it's going to be good. But the cameras go down. Angel and Jassi are having their talk, and Angel's calling somebody snaggletooth and stringy haired. And for
When
all
she said that, I was
intentions,
like, she's not talking about anybody on the cast. I
no.
was like, because there was nobody on the cast that I would even be like, maybe like in a shady way. But when she said that, I was like, oh, she's not talking about anybody on this cast then.
All of the girls have their good veneers in,
Yeah.
or they had some good braces. Okay, they have that dental insurance down pat. You ain't gonna catch none of them snaggletooth.
Nope.
Not on this particular cast. Stringy hair. Now, hey, there might be some stringy hair, but snaggletooth,
We've
not one of
seen
those
Ashley
ladies.
Darby's pregnancy wig confessional. We know what we're dealing with
The
here.
Jerry curl wig. Oh, bless you, Ashley, for that one. That was hilarious. That was hilarious. But we get to that, and I'm like, oh, okay. So Angel is capable of like shit
Popping
talking the
off.
way someone looks, when it's like it's a big deal when they're doing it to
Mhm.
you, but you get to call somebody an ugly ass bitch.
Snaggletooth, thin haired, ugly ass bitch. Don't. She said it all.
The tables have turned. The standards are double with you,
Yep.
Angel. But we are gonna we're gonna revisit that scene, I guess, because now this rolls us into the slut party, which, let me just say, these bitches looked good.
Guten Dog. When she said, Stacey, I can't help you. And you just have Stacey, the camera, but this is sexy, but in German.
Exactly. It was the way that
tears.
right. It was the camera work going like up the costume for me, and it's just her standing there, cute as can be. But I'm like, that is a Party City costume, Stacey.
That is, yeah. I'm like, you got that from Amazon for $45 and you primed it. Like, I know you did. I think I almost had that one time. Like, I know I saw that.
It was good though. You know, she did that. Wendy was a slutty professor. Ashley was an astronaut.
Again, reminding us also later tonight that she likes women. She's gonna let us know, but she was an
Listen.
astronaut.
Oh my gosh, that's the next line on my card is Ashley was trying to get it started with Jassi. I'm not gonna, I was sweating though. I was like watching her do that. I was like,
Yes, and
okay, bisexual
it was like
queen.
Ashley goes, okay, everyone give her a lap dance. Okay, all right, fine, we'll give her a lap dance. Ashley's okay. Now I'm gonna like chocolate all over her chest. Oh,
Record scratch.
booting dog. Okay.
This is the start of a scene, but not a scene that can be shown on the Real Housewives of Potomac on Bravo.
Right, right.
Okay,
Now,
it's
when Stacey tells her that she's gonna do it the German way, though,
hard and accurate.
what the fuck?
I was so shocked that she was about to spank her. And she said, I want to do it the German way, hard and accurately. And I'm like,
Okay.
that's how Germans get down.
So
I'm
is that
not
how Timo
familiar.
does it? Does
Yeah,
Timo go
right.
accurate and hard? Because he's German.
Exactly. He spanks you hard and accurately. I love that for you, Stacey, but it
Love
was
that for you, girl.
so funny to me. I was crying when she said that
Yeah.
because the way she delivers her lines sometimes, I'm like, I can't tell. Like she seems smart enough to be in on the jokes. I'm like, I
Yes.
can't tell if she's doing this intentionally or if this is just her natural way of being and it's just funny.
Well, here's the thing. I think it is that one because there was this one moment from last week that I rewind for my boyfriend because it was the smallest moment of Stacey, but I was like, this is why I love her. But it was when everybody was walking out to do the breakfast. Gizelle and Angel were still talking, and Jassi comes out in her all white, and she comes around, and Ashley's like, "Oh, look at you, looking all brideful and everything." And you just hear Stacey stand up, pose to her, and go, "Well, I mean, when she looks like this, how could you not?" And she's just like a QVC, like she's like modeling Jassi in the back. It's
Yes.
like such a very small moment, but I was like, hey, I love you, Stacey, because like she's just so well. Why wouldn't she when she looks like this? And then no one's paying attention to her. She's just in her QVC moment, and then she sits down.
Right. I love it. It was very Vanna White of her to present her in that way. She's a national treasure, and then Jassi is double jointed. I'm like, I learned so much about you ladies.
So this was a very informal episode.
It was.
A
Jassi
lot of
likes to
information.
bend that thing over, and then she
Mhm.
also is double jointed. I was like, oh,
Yep. Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
okay. Well, hey, shout out to Darius. You
Work.
exactly. Angel has very weird timing.
Oh my god.
Because the girls are having fun. Ashley is, having her bisexual fantasy of licking chocolate off of Jassi. They're spanking her hard and accurately. And then here
Yeah.
comes Angel,
That should have been the title of this episode. Hard and accurately.
hard and
So we could have all been
accurately.
like, what are we about to watch for this week?
But yeah, Angel is one. She's like arresting Jassi because she has a big mouth. And this, well, what does she have a big mouth about? Oh, she just has a big mouth. Don't bring it to the playground if you don't want to talk about it.
No, 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 no. And her timing is off. It is very off. And for her to, and you know what? Maybe we need to give her a little grace because this is her first time on a reality TV show.
Sure.
But I also think with or without cameras, if you are subtly bringing up something that you know is a bigger issue, but you're just like giving your friend the hint, hey, I'm mad at you because you have a big mouth, but you're in a room of 6, 7 people where half of them have already gone at you for minimal things. Why are you saying anything in the first place is beyond me. But I love how Jassi, I think maybe Jassi was doing this. Maybe she was just being Jassi, but when she was like, well, that's how I got my husband, or that's how
Yes.
I'm going to get married because my big mouth. I don't know if
Mhm.
that was Jassi. Okay, like, I get it. I get it. We don't have to talk
Right.
about this because, as Wendy says at the end, she did her the biggest favor in the world doing
100%.
this off camera in the back of a damn golf cart or on the side of the boat or wherever the hell. Like, she did her a favor by not bringing this on camera because if Gizelle and Ashley could have hopped on that so quickly. Oh, you are actually an evil, mean-spirited girl back in Chicago. Okay, I'm good to know.
Mhm.
I'm gonna find out more information about that. But because Angel didn't, or because Jassi didn't, Angel is now the reason why these ladies know that there is something that was said about her through Jassi. So unfortunately, Angel, you are the crux of this issue. And I want to feel bad for you. And I want to be like, girl, I know it's another thing, but this time you really did do this all on your own.
100%. She's made this bed that she now has to lie in, and it's
Mhm.
uncomfortable for her. But it's girl, you keep adding more pillows to it. You keep putting more sheets and comforter in a duvet and all of
You
that
keep hitting the
on the
snooze
bed.
button.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's you at this point. I can't even fault the women because nobody would have known about Stacey clocked it, but even Stacey wasn't willing to bring it up in that moment.
Oh, because that's
You
not Stacey's
did
MO either.
exactly, exactly. But it's like, you did this to yourself, and now you want to go out and cry to Bobby as if they're
Yeah.
picking on you. And this girl, but even before that, we find out what was said about her that she allegedly stole 30,000.
I was like, oh damn. And Bobby still married you?
You know,
Obviously, it
listen.
must not have been big of a deal then because you got a man out of it.
Yeah, I mean, he was a what did she say, a 7-year starter? So maybe he had that
Yes, yes.
moolah,
Yeah, he had the money. So she was like, he's not going to notice this pocket change.
right? To
And
drop in the
everyone's going to
bucket.
notice this. So it's like,
Exactly. I
I
don't know.
I don't know either. And so we still obviously because this was episode 6 or 7.
Yeah, 6.
So we still have another full season, like over half a season to go.
Hmm.
This might be one of those things where we're going to see Angel getting her footing, in that first half, and then in the second half, we'll really maybe see a different side of her. But what I will say, and I want to hear your opinion about this, as I know we're wrapping this up. When we find out that that is what was said, that Angel had this reputation of being a mean girl, then we also see that she does have the ability to call someone a snaggletooth, string-haired, ugly bitch. It almost makes me think, okay, well, could there be like a little truth in that? Or maybe are we getting a more softer Angel because of maybe the reputation you've known to have? I just found it to be really interesting how that was the thing. But right before we knew that that was the thing, we get the side of Angel that we have not seen yet. And
Hmm.
it equates to now, okay, so there might be a little bit of spice in you. You might have some fire in you after all, that you're just, for whatever reason, not giving back to these ladies when they're calling you a catfish at a table.
Because we know you have it in you.
We know
There,
you have it in you. I just saw it.
truth be told, all of these ladies are beautiful, but everybody is an easy read. Like, girl,
Right,
if you're a
exactly.
real reader, everybody is an easy read on this cast. So, like, you could have been firing back. But to your question, 100% when it came out that she's a mean girl, I believed it because specifically of how she treated Wendy. Like, she was very nasty to Wendy any chance she could be. And I'm like, there's a there. And then this comes out that she's a mean girl. I'm like, I 100% believe it. It's the way that she feels like her whack status sets her above other women. I could totally see her being mean to women that she doesn't deem as on her level
Mm-hmm.
or like as important as she is or with the same status as she. I 100% believed it. I didn't even question it. I didn't even
Yeah.
question.
Yeah, that's a very, very good point there too. And
Mhm.
I just and again, like I said, we might need to give her a little bit of grace because this is her
Sure.
first time. However, I would think, okay, and also like at this point with Potomac being on for 10 seasons, if you've never watched the show, fine. But if you've never seen even one episode on how this thing works, then you're doing yourself a disservice.
Right.
And we've watched enough reality TV of all kinds to know if someone is pulling you to the side off camera to tell you something about yourself, you better thank them and kiss their toes and just be like, hey, you know what? I got you. Next time I hear something like this big about you, I will do the same. But Angel, like you caused all of us to know what was going on because you kept making it worse for yourself. And you've got to stop calling Bobby for everything.
Okay. So to that point, I'm very much a girly. I call my man for everything.
I get what you're meaning. Yes. I
So
think I'm just saying that because we are hearing so much Bobby.
right. At this point, that's her identity, right? And
Yeah.
I talked about this last week's recap. If this is the only world she's known where she's been a wag and like a stay-at-home wife with him, that is her identity. It's just
Yeah.
not as fun for us as viewers, right? We're like, there's no dimension there. It's just Bobby all the time. So I said that, but there's a lot more to me
Oh,
than
yes, of
the
course.
relationship I'm in, right? But I felt her when she called like so people are being mean to you. You feel like all of these ladies are jumping down your back. You
I do
lose
get that.
all
Yeah.
your safe space. You know what I'm saying? So that part for me, that actually tracked. I'm like, yeah, I understand that. It's the way that she victimizes herself though, because she called and made it seem like they were jumping on her, but it's girl, you created this.
Yeah, and also too, wait, hold on, going back what you said, I didn't even think about it. She was making digs at Wendy in her confessional when the whole catfish thing got brought up, when Gizelle was the one that brought it up. She also made a dig about Gizelle not having a husband, which we haven't heard that 850 times before. And that FaceTime conversation with her and Bobby, where Bobby was like, let's go into their photos. She's like, yeah, let's go into their photos. I'm like, you are like, as we're talking, I'm like, yeah, there have been times where Angel could literally just use that fire that we heard on an off-camera moment to any of these ladies, and we would have been like, hell yeah, that's why you got casted. But
Mhm.
I got that with Tia when she told Ashley off, and then 30 seconds later made it about, a cute bisexual joke moment. Angel, I'm ready for you to do that. I want to see you get into this field with these ladies, be able to stand up for yourself, and just then move on. Because
Yeah.
that is how housewives work at the end of the day. And unless it's something major like a cheating scandal, a lawsuit scandal, like those are like something major, we want you to be able to argue. We want you to be able to find resolution. And then we want you to move on and, slap each other hard and accurately.
Exactly.
With consent.
Oh, right, with consent for sure. Absolutely. That's the thing with Angel. That's why she's not landing with the audience. For one,
Yes.
she's trying way too hard. For two, she's very much a wet blanket.
Mhm.
Every time she's on the screen, something is wrong with her. Somebody has done something to her. And it's just, girl, you're on this show with these women. There's so many avenues that you could have taken with them. You could go the funny route like Tia, like you could just read them down. Like you're kind of mean. Like we saw a mean streak in you. Get in the field with them.
Yeah, and there's
Get in
nothing wrong with
the
being
field.
mean, but be mean when there's a reason to be mean,
When
obviously.
yeah,
And I've
exactly.
seen plenty of reasons for you to be mean back to these ladies.
100%. Just like you caught this lady a snaggletooth, string-haired, ugly bitch. Come for, you know what I'm saying? Like that's who you can be when it's warranted, right?
Yes.
Like there's so many other avenues that she could have taken, and she's just kind of like being very passive when it's Gizelle, being very aggressive when it's like Wendy, or
But
and
not
it's
even
just
to
like,
her face, though. It's the side comments to Wendy that makes it even more irritating because it's like, again, we
yeah,
know you can do it, but Wendy wasn't the one that brought this up, but you're throwing her an insults anyway. 2 + 2 does not equal 4 here.
I don't know, but Ashley definitely clocked her when she was saying like, "Oh, well, if you did steal $30,000 from him and all that, he still married you. This was 10 years ago, or almost 10 years ago. Why are we bringing this up?" But what Ashley really did, and this is the I will say the second time, because I think Wendy did it and it made 3 times. The second time that one of the housewives have clocked Angel for not bringing it, because Ashley goes, "Angel, you need to relax." And she said, but not too much, because sometimes you're a little too relaxed.
Yes, yes. Yeah, yeah. I caught that as well. Yep.
Just
Yeah.
like when Gizelle said, "I would love to be murdered by Angel, because at least that would tell me that she has a pulse."
Right, exactly. You're exactly correct. It's like Angel, like you're a beautiful woman. You just gave birth. I love that. I'm glad everything went well. But I need to
Mm-hmm.
know who Angel is outside of this wag status with Bobby, which I'm glad because Bobby's now one of the hottest house husbands on, of Real Housewives. So
Very
I love
kind.
that for you as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to
Mm-hmm.
know how I got to get Angel on my screen. Because I
100.
already know a lot about Tia already. I know Tia can take it, she can dish it, she can talk about it, she can be an adult about some things. She can also be funny. We've learned already stuff about her husband, her kids. Angel, it's your turn now, and we're on episode 6. We're gonna have other storylines happening. Like you're not gonna have much time, Angel, to really connect with the audience before it's
Yeah.
time the reunion. And at that point, we're just gonna be watching you defending yourself over things that you could have been defending this entire time.
Yeah. Did you watch her on Watch What Happens Live?
So I did not because I watched the wife swap episode with Wendy
Okay.
after, and then
Yeah.
I got so exhausted, so I just recorded it. Did she spill any tea?
I didn't watch it. I
Mm,
wanted to watch it, but like I had to actually watch the episode today, and I just didn't
yeah.
have time to watch both before prepping for this. So I didn't watch her on Watch What Happens Live, but I did see just a clip of it on social media.
Okay.
And even with that, she was not bringing it. I think the thing with Angel is like she lacks charisma. She lacks the charisma that we want to see with our housewives. I think Kay kind of suffers from that too, right? It's like there isn't a lot of like wit and banter, right? Stacey charisma for days. Tia charisma for days, right? I think that's what
Charisma.
yeah, like I think that's what Angel lacks. And I don't know that she's always been this way. She is, like you mentioned, she just had a kid. She's like doing so many changes. Maybe her spark is gone. But like, that's the thing that I noticed when I watch Angel. I'm like, you're not even fun to watch.
Yeah, you're just like there.
Yeah.
You're just kind of there, and like also in the beginning of the season, your boobs were gonna pop out of every dress you were wearing. I was like, Angel, put those angels away. Come on. But like other than that, I'm like, I know you about Bobby. He'll drop 5K. I know that you might have been a mean girl at one point, and you're Kay's best friend, and that you did not chin check her.
Right. Because you
That's all
got
I know
your
about Angel so far.
exactly. Yeah, I don't know. Kay does say in her confessional though that she feels more bonded to Angel because they're both trying to navigate the dynamics of this group. And she almost made it seem like the group is like hazing them. And I'm
Which is
like,
not the
well,
case.
yeah, you guys are navigating these dynamics because you guys are creating the negative dynamics within the group. Like you're doing this.
Yeah, it's all YouTube. It's like the two of you and then everyone else.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that's never fun for the audience, and that's also not fun for you as well. So
No, it's not. And when they told them, like when Kay comes back and tells them that Angel is out talking to Bobby, Wendy goes, "She's upset again. Third time you've been clocked." You're very much giving Eeyore, giving
yes,
sadness from
yes.
inside out. Everybody knows you're being like this dark cloud. And when Wendy said that, I was like, none of this bodes well for Angel because she's not clicking with us as the audience. She's not clicking with the ladies. None of them are going to advocate for her coming back.
No, I mean Kay maybe, but like Kay also might not be coming back either. I mean,
Yeah,
with the way that this season's been going for Kay, it's not Kay. This isn't Kay's best season either.
exactly.
Angel's freshman season, she's got like a C minus right now at this point. We're getting to the D. So I just, again, like I said earlier, we are still in the first half. We know we got a second half to go. Things could change,
Mhm.
and stuff has changed before for sure. We've seen
Yeah.
some 180s happen, but right now, I'm just like, I want more from Angel. She was obviously casted for a reason. I want to know what that reason was. I think the moment Tia and Ashley had their back and forth at that horse thing, that was the moment we knew why Tia got casted, because she could do that. And within 2 minutes of an argument with somebody, Angel, I'm still waiting to figure out why you got casted on this show.
We want to see more from you, Angel Girl. Before we wrap up, are you excited for the return of Monique Samuels?
I am excited, but not because of this Stacey storyline. Like, I could
Mhm.
give two shits. I know we're going to talk about it more, but what I want to know is where Gizelle and Monique stand. And I want
Mm.
Gizelle, and this sit down with Gizelle and Monique that we know is coming in the few weeks. Like, honestly, I want the binder conversation to be brought up. I want
Yeah.
Gizelle to say, you know what, I might have already known that, but you got me there. Like, you did have the upper hand, because you cannot deny that that binder moment was like just top tier housewife
Pastor Holy
reunion.
Whore.
Past,
Pastor
like,
Holy
Monique's
Whore.
performance at that reunion in general is one of
You
the
know?
best performances of any housewife of all time. So I just want that respect, given to Monique. But outside of that, sure, bring her back. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm pretty indifferent on Monique, honestly. I feel like a lot of times when housewives leave, after the first season, right after they are gone, it takes me a couple of episodes to just forget,
Right,
or it takes me a couple episodes to get used to them not being there. But
right.
once we get like midway through, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like some people you just have to move on from. So I'm pretty indifferent on her return, but we'll see what happens. But are you open for a quick game before I say goodbye?
I'm not ready to go. Let's go.
Okay, listen, this one is called Dinner Party Guest List, and I
Oh,
play this
okay.
with all of my guests. Okay, this is you get to throw your dream dinner party. I'm talking about the chef of your dreams, the menu of your dreams, the best
Mm,
wines, okay, all of that. You
okay,
have
okay. I'm in
five
it.
seats, five
Okay,
seats that you can give to any reality TV star.
okay.
What five reality TV stars are coming to your dinner party?
First up is Tiffany Pollard, because I love New York,
Absolutely, the
and she
queen.
will be at that damn table.
Mm-hmm.
So from that, just like in her own world, I want her there. Second, let's throw in some housewives. So I would want Stacey Rush at my dinner party,
Very
because
cute.
I know that charisma is just going to keep us laughing. I know that she'll, present each food like she's on QVC herself. Like, I know it. I'm already like laughing and giggling at her Stacy-ness.
Talk about
Um,
moisture, talk about
yes.
crust, talk
Yeah,
about
she'll be like, talk
flavor.
about turkey leg. I'm like, thank you. Pass the butter, ma'am. Third would be Luann, because we need some music.
Mm, my goodness.
We need some cabaret with our cabaret. We need that Luann the linebacker. I want her there. What else? Next, I want to then do Monet Exchange from RuPaul's Drag Race.
Oh
She's
my
also going
god.
to be on this new season of The Traitors, which I'm
Yes.
super excited about.
Oh, I have to have you back to recap that because
Oh,
the
we are
Traitors is
definitely
my
doing that
shit. Yeah.
for sure.
Yes.
And then last but not least, let me see here. You know what? I miss Dr. Nicole. I was thinking about her randomly over the weekend when something in Miami came up on my thing, so that's why she just came to me. But I loved her as a housewife. I was sad that she had to leave, but there is a chance she might come back. Who knows? But I want to just I want to talk to Dr. Nicole about everything that happened this most recent season of Miami to really
Mhm.
get her thoughts while Stacey is presenting the turkey leg with fashion. And Luann's in the background singing. We've got Tiffany, probably just there yelling at the chef to hurry up and be faster. And
Mhm.
then who was my fourth? Who was my other?
Monet Exchange.
And then we got Monet Exchange, who's gonna break it down house boots.
Monet Exchange is also going to be great for cleanup because she has sponges from her sponge dress. So
She's gonna
double
soak it
pulling
up.
double duty. Soak it up. Jesus is a biscuit. Let him
Yes.
top you up. In the words
Yes.
of Richard
And I have
Royale.
if for whatever reason one of them is sick, they're like, I can't make it, Taylor. Then I want Olandria from Love Island USA at my table at the head.
Baddie. Baddie. I mean, I feel like if Olandria comes to the table, like if she's at the dinner party, they're gonna forget that you're the host, Taylor.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
gotta
And
be
that's,
cool with
what?
that.
That's a sacrifice that I'm willing to make for her.
I love this. Okay, New York Stacey Rush, Luann, Monet Exchange, Nicole from The Real Housewives of Miami, and if for whatever reason one of them can't make it, Olandria. But honestly, Olandria can come. She's skinny enough that she
You
can
know what?
fit in the seat
You
with
know what? Let's
somebody
do
else.
this. Let's switch Dr. Nicole and Alandria because Dr. Nicole did just have her baby, so I want to give her the time to
She's
really
on
be with her
maternity leave.
family. So Alandria, you do get the automatic ticket if for whatever reason you other four are sick. Dr. Nicole, you may come and be the doctor of the table.
I love that. I'm gonna say New York is very popular. I think you are the third person to say you want her at your table. Monet Exchange is close in actually Monet and Stacey are tied. Someone else
Ooh,
said they wanted Stacey at their table, and then just last week, Kristen says she would like Monet Exchange. And
ooh.
listen, I would love. I said I wanted Jada Essence Hall at mine
Uh,
because that's my hometown queen. We're
uh,
both from Milwaukee originally. That is my girl, but 100% would also have Monet Exchange. Like, love Monet.
love
Monet.
her. Love Monet, and I love winning that Monet.
Okay. Well, Taylor, this was like I knew it was going to be. This was
I
so
know.
fun. Tell the people where they can find you and follow you if you would like them to.
Yes, I would love for you guys to follow me. So I'm TAJ, it's my initials, Taj Talks on TikTok. So TAJTOKS. And then on Instagram, I am Tay Jackson. So kind of easy to find me, not too complicated. But Jazz, this was the funnest hour I've had all year. I am like, wow, it's already over, but the sun is now finally down. But this was so much fun. I laughed so much with you. I cannot wait to rewatch this and rehear this later
I
this week
know.
and to prepare for our traders discussion because that I know we will be talking, especially when we know that there's a scene coming that is the greatest moment in Traders history per Alan Cumming. And he said that it is the biggest moment that we have seen so far, and it happens in the middle of the season. So we
What?
might need to recap for that one then together.
We have to. And I have a trader's cloak. Like I ordered a trader's cloak. We got to wear matching cloaks. Like, yeah.
Oh, don't
Oh,
make me
I get
banish you.
into it. I love the traders. Thank you guys so much for tuning into my Real Housewives of Potomac recap with Taylor. Y'all, I had so much fun. If you don't follow Taylor, make sure you go follow him now because literally any show, y'all, he could watch the Christian Bible Thumper channel and give a recap and it's going to be hilarious. So go follow him now and then come back next week. I'm going to have another creator on to recap the next episode of Real Housewives of Potomac. And I'm going to be recapping some other shows too. So make sure you stay locked in. I will see you soon. Bye.